John Cena. A name synonymous with WWE, a name that has become a legend in the world of professional wrestling. Did he sell his soul? For 2 decades he was the embodiment of hustle, loyalty, and respect. He carried the championship belt with pride, and every time he stepped into the ring, he gave it his all. Cena's dedication to the sport was unparalleled, and his signature moves became iconic. He was the hero, the one who always fought for what was right. Whether he was battling fierce opponents or overcoming insurmountable odds, Cena's resilience and determination were always on display. His victories were celebrated not just by him, but by millions of fans worldwide. He was the poster boy for the WWE, inspiring millions around the world. Cena's influence extended beyond the ring. He was a role model for children and adults alike. His interactions with fans, especially the younger ones, showcased his genuine care and commitment to making a positive impact. Cena's connection with the WWE Universe was undeniable. Kids adored him, adults respected him. His charisma and charm made him a beloved figure, and his catchphrases became part of popular culture. The bond he shared with his fans was special, and it was evident in every high five, every autograph, and every smile. He was the face of the company, carrying the weight of expectations on his shoulders. His word was gospel. When Cena spoke, people listened. His promos were electrifying, and his presence commanded attention. He was a leader, both in and out of the ring, and his influence was felt throughout the WWE. His actions were seen as righteous. Cena's moral compass always pointed towards justice, and his decisions were guided by a strong sense of right and wrong. He was a hero in every sense of the word, and his legacy was built on the foundation of integrity and honor. But on one fateful night, the man they called Super Cena shattered that image. In a dramatic turn of events, Cena faced a challenge that tested his limits and questioned his legacy. The world watched in shock as the hero they had come to know and love was pushed to his breaking point. It was a night that would forever change the face of WWE and the legacy of John Cena. In the months leading up to Elimination Chamber 2025, whispers began circulating. Cena, seemingly past his prime, had become more introspective, more focused on his legacy. His usual unwavering optimism seemed to waver. His never-give-up mantra, once a beacon of hope, took on a different tone. Was it desperation? A need to prove himself in the twilight of his career? The WWE Universe brushed it off. They believed in John Cena. They trusted him. They shouldn't have. The atmosphere inside Toronto's Rogers Centre was electric. Fans from all over had gathered, their excitement palpable in the air. The anticipation was building up for one of the most brutal and thrilling matches in WWE history. The Elimination Chamber loomed large, a symbol of chaos and brutality. This steel structure with its unforgiving chains and pods had seen many careers made and many dreams shattered. It was a true test of endurance and willpower. 6 men entered, but only one could emerge victorious. Each wrestler knew the stakes were high. The tension was thick as they eyed each other, knowing that friendships and alliances would mean nothing once the bell rang. The match was a grueling war of attrition. Every move, every hold, every slam echoed through the arena, a testament to the physical and mental toll this match took on its participants. The crowd watched in awe as their favorite superstars gave it their all. One by one, superstars fell. The chamber showed no mercy, and neither did the competitors. Each elimination brought the remaining wrestlers closer to their breaking point, but also closer to victory. Then there were 2. John Cena and Cody Rhodes, the heir apparent, the man poised to carry the torch. Cena, a legend in his own right, faced off against Rhodes, a rising star with everything to prove. The crowd erupted, chanting both men's names. The energy in the arena was unmatched, as fans knew they were witnessing a historic moment. The air was thick with anticipation and excitement. This was it. This was the passing of the torch, or so they thought. In the world of WWE, nothing is ever certain, and surprises lurk around every corner. The Elimination Chamber had one more shock in store for everyone watching. Cena, seemingly weary but determined, locked up with Rhodes. The crowd was on the edge of their seats. Then it happened, a swift kick to the groin, a look of cold calculation in Cena's eyes. The crowd gasped. This wasn't the John Cena they knew, this was something else, something sinister. Cena, fueled by a newfound aggression, unleashed a brutal assault on Rhodes. The crowd watched in stunned silence as the hero became the villain. The Devil's Advocate. In the world of professional wrestling, alliances and rivalries can change in the blink of an eye. Tonight was no different. The atmosphere was electric, the tension palpable as the crowd waited with bated breath. John Cena, a name synonymous with wrestling greatness, stood tall in the ring, his eyes burning with intensity. He had just delivered a crushing blow to Cody Rhodes, leaving him sprawled on the mat, gasping for breath. The audience watched in stunned silence, unsure of what would happen next. As Cena stood over a broken Rhodes, a figure emerged from the shadows. The arena lights dimmed and a hush fell over the crowd. Who could it be? The anticipation was almost unbearable. Slowly, the figure stepped into the light, revealing himself to be none other than The Rock. But this was not The Rock the fans remembered. Gone was the charismatic People's Champion. In his place stood a corporate tycoon, a man who had embraced the dark side of the business. He was now known as the Final Boss, a moniker that sent chills down the spines of even the most hardened wrestlers. The Rock, now a corporate tycoon known as the Final Boss, entered the ring. His presence was commanding, his demeanor cold and calculating. He had traded in his wrestling gear for a sharp suit, a symbol of his new status. The crowd, once his loyal followers, now looked on in confusion and anger. How could their hero have fallen so far? The Rock's transformation was complete, and he was ready to assert his dominance over the wrestling world. The crowd, confused and angry, showered them with boos. The betrayal was too much to bear. Fans who had cheered for The Rock now felt a deep sense of betrayal. Their boos echoed through the arena, a chorus of disapproval that only seemed to fuel The Rock's newfound arrogance. He reveled in their disdain, a smirk playing on his lips as he surveyed the sea of angry faces. The Rock, relishing the moment, raised Cena's hand in victory. This was a statement, a declaration of a new alliance that would shake the foundations of the wrestling world. Cena, once a lone warrior, now had the backing of the Final Boss. Together, they were an unstoppable force, a duo that would stop at nothing to achieve their goals. The crowd's boos grew louder, but The Rock and Cena stood unfazed, their eyes locked on the future. The message was clear. This was a new era, one ruled by power and ruthlessness. The days of fair play and sportsmanship were over. In their place stood a new order, one where might made right and only the strongest survived. The Rock and Cena were the harbingers of this new era, and they were ready to crush anyone who stood in their way. The Rock then introduced Travis Scott, a surprise guest, who had seemingly aligned himself with this new regime. The crowd gasped in shock as the rapper made his way to the ring. Travis Scott, known for his high-energy performances and rebellious spirit, was an unexpected addition to this alliance. But in the world of wrestling, anything was possible. The Rock welcomed him with open arms, signaling a new chapter in their reign of dominance. Scott, initially a passive observer, joined in the beatdown on Rhodes. His transformation from entertainer to enforcer was complete. The crowd watched in horror as the three men unleashed their fury on the fallen Rhodes. This was not just a wrestling match, it was a statement of intent. The new era had begun and there was no turning back. The Devil's Advocate had spoken and the wrestling world would never be the same again. The universe in shock. The WWE Universe reeled from the shock. Social media exploded. Drew McIntyre, a longtime rival of Cena, called him a hypocrite, his words dripping with contempt. Fans around the world expressed their disbelief. Had John Cena, the man who stood for everything good, truly turned his back on them? The answer, it seemed, was a resounding yes. Cena's motivation, a master plan? What drove John Cena to this act of betrayal? Was it the allure of power, the influence of The Rock? Or was it something deeper, a calculated move to cement his legacy as the greatest of all time? Cena, in a rare post-match interview, simply said, "This is what's best for business." His words, once filled with inspiration, now dripped with cynicism. A legacy tarnished? John Cena's heel turn sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe. It was a betrayal of epic proportions, one that will forever be etched in wrestling history. As WrestleMania 41 approaches, all eyes are on Cena. Will he face Cody Rhodes in a battle for redemption? Or will he continue down this dark path, his soul forever tainted by his actions? One thing is certain, the landscape of the WWE has changed forever. Thanks for watching.